The growing likelihood of an all-out war in South America. The United States and Venezuela, the hostilities between the two have been escalating as the Trump administration views Venezuela as a principal actor in the non-stop inflow of drugs, fentanyl and illegal immigrants. Inside America, for Trump, stopping illegal fentanyl and illegal immigrants is priority number one, for which it is even willing to go to war with Venezuela. And there has been a sharp escalation after Donald Trump ordered a total and complete blockade, that's a naval blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving Venezuela. And in fact, the country, Venezuela, termed this as warmongering threats. Donald Trump has also designated Maduro's government as a foreign terrorist organization. Now let's tell you exactly how it's looking like, and then we take the story forward. First up, now in terms of how this is looking like, is this really now edging closest to a war-like situation? US has seized oil tanker off the Venezuelan coast about on the 10th of December, and that is when there was a sharp escalation that has taken place in the conflict and in these hostilities. Maduro's government was engaged in drug smuggling and human trafficking. This is what the Donald Trump administration has quoted, saying this is why they need to act against Maduro government. Donald Trump has also said that Venezuela is now surrounded by the largest armada ever and assembled in South America's history, essentially saying that the troop deployment is now unprecedented and Venezuela has no way out. And fresh sanctions have also been imposed on oil, which is essentially the lifeline of the Venezuelan economy, along with key Maduro aids that have now been sanctioned by the US government. It doesn't end there. There have been more action that has been taken. Now, this rapid escalation has actually taken place since September, when multiple boats off Venezuela were attacked by American authorities because they felt that these are illegal immigrants or illegal drugs that are entering the US, which is why they were attacked. And the huge troop buildup that has now happened in that area also includes USS Gerald Ford, which is the world's largest aircraft carrier. So when Donald Trump says that this is the largest ever troop deployment, he actually means that, and he's willing to go even higher as the attacks on Venezuelan boats continue. And 90 people till now have been killed. Now let's get in a big voice to talk more about how this is really looking like. Glenn Carle, who's a former deputy at the National Intelligence Officer for Transnational Threats, joins us on the broadcast to talk more about how this is looking like. Mr. Carle, thanks much for speaking to me on Faultlines. Let me start by asking you, what do you make of the tensions that exist right now and how sharply they've escalated between the US and Venezuela in the last couple of weeks?
Well, Maduro and Venezuela have been a problem state for the Venezuelans more than anybody, of course, for years. He's taken a vibrant democracy with a pretty successful economy 20 or 25 years ago and turned it into just a terrible place economically, socially, politically. So no one sensible really is a supporter of Maduro. However, Trump seems to have this bee in his bonnet that he is going to eliminate the regime, which is surprising, because Americans, perhaps more than others in recent years, should know that regime change is relatively easy. It's easy to break things, but that what comes after is almost impossible to. You don't build a society successfully, certainly once you've destroyed the government, and especially if you are an outsider. So it is surprising to me and to most people, but he has this objective, it seems, to change the government in Venezuela. Trump.
All right. So we told our viewers about some of the comments that Donald Trump has made in the last 1 week or so. Do you see them as warmongering, or do you see this as a real possibility of escalating into a full-fledged military conflict?
Well, I don't think that Maduro will go gently into that good night. So the the likelihood of military clash is certainly growing and high. I think it is easier to overthrow a government actually without using the military than by using one. From a number of reasons, which is not to say I'm suggesting that should happen or that it is easy. But I think there is a real chance of a clash. He has his loyalists, he has his Praetorian Guard, Maduro. So the chances are growing higher and higher. Yeah, certainly. It is a bit mysterious what it is Trump thinks that he will be accomplishing. Now, the drugs coming from Venezuela is real, fentanyl not, but other drugs. America has a broad drug problem, and that is true. I worked on that specific issue when I was still an official and partially responsible for counter-narcotics issues. So they do exploit territorial waters and the difficulty of interdicting smuggling. And to stop that is an objective and a good one. Not necessarily by using military force, which raises all sorts of issues. There's probably a war crime the way it's been done. But beyond the drug issue, and then an altruistic sympathy for the Venezuelan people, which is nice, but that shouldn't drive a policy necessarily.
All right.
It's a mystery as to what it is Trump thinks that he is really out to accomplish.
But let's talk about de-escalation. How is it that de-escalation can happen? Because as things stand right now, it's extremely volatile.
Yeah, I think that's a very good question, which means that I don't know the answer to it, actually. What is Trump seeking to achieve? Is it the removal of Maduro? Well, Maduro says he won't go. Is the stop of the drug trafficking? I don't believe that the government could do that. It could do a lot better. So I don't know if there's anything that Venezuela can do, the government in place can do, to satisfy Trump. It does appear Trump has one objective, and that anything else will not be taken. Trump will not take it as sufficient. It is fuzzy what Trump seeks to be pursuing or accomplishing, except that no intermediate step other than Maduro leaving appears to be that it would be satisfactory. But it is a mystery because what would replace the government, and what would the United States do, and what is the United States actually even seeking? It is, frankly, to me, fuzzy, if not incoherent. It seems to be Trump likes to appear strong, and Venezuela is an easy target compared to China or Russia, or solving global economic growth issues or global warming, an existential problem which Trump doesn't understand and denies because he denied it once before, and so now that's all he will ever say. Venezuela is easy, quote unquote, compared to all of those things.
So what you're saying is this could actually be as much about image and PR as it is about ensuring that the problems in Venezuela are fixed. I'm going to leave it there, Glenn Carle. Thanks much for speaking to us on Faultlines. Well, if you take off your blinkers, viewers, targeting Venezuela's oil is actually going for the jugular. And Donald Trump knows that. Venezuela has the world's largest oil deposits, and its oil sector is its biggest economic driver. Add to it America's eagerness to have a regime that is more favorably disposed to it. In fact, this is a foreign policy goal that Donald Trump shares with his predecessor, Joe Biden. He had even doubled the bounty on Maduro's head. But the question is, what more can Donald Trump do after a naval blockade? And how long can Maduro withstand these pressures before his time is up? And lastly, is this as much about Donald Trump's image, PR, and zest to get the Nobel Peace Prize as it is about fixing Venezuela.